Hey guys, welcome back to I Will Wander, Alabama. My vehicle back there, Alabama Slamma, she answers to. We are backcountry, as always, yet again. It's the holiday season. Hope you're having a good holiday season for 2023. Get the feeling 2024 is going to be an amazing year. Just a hunch, but I really do think there are good things coming for many of us in the coming months and year. We are heading back to Sugar Lake. The road that I normally would take Little Alabama back is, I'll show you, not passable. I mean, I could do it, but I don't know. I don't really feel like getting into risky business that way. So I'm going to park at the main road there and just kind of walk in. This is really icy here, so take it easy for this part. And the hike into the actual spot we're going to go is ice and snow as well. So going to be a little slower than normal, but this is a gentle version of what you normally expect at this time of year for this area. It's normally quite snowy and icy. So I was back here once. We were popping in here. Oh shit. There's some large tracks in the snow. And they're recent too. That's okay. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna make a day of it. I'll turn this around so you get a little better look at what the initial hike is all about. Yeah, okay. We're not gonna get too worried about that. We're just gonna head right. So that's kind of where we're gonna go there. Somewhere along here anyway. I don't think there's anybody here. Yeah, okay. So, certainly more wintry than the last few times we've been back here. Yeah, so we'll find somewhere that feels right along here and hang out on the beach, and that's okay. We're good. Oh, this is really nice. Look at the wave thing happening right there as they come in. Therapy. So yeah, I talked about / joked about discussing my feelings on here, as I was advised by somebody quite wisely to do so, because with all the visuals and everything else, I don't know, it's more interesting when the people you're watching on these things talks about themselves, unless it's this sort of constant emotional angst and tragedy thing. Then that's just not the content I'm kind of after myself. But if people I know a lot of people use social as a way to grieve and vent and share different challenges they might be going through. It's not my thing, first of all. But it's not the kind of stuff that I want to put on YouTube either, because it's not really stuff that I want to watch, right? So I'm not going to be doing too much of that. And we got wood. I think we're okay, guys. I think we have the makings of a decent little day here. I've got to take note of where we got out, because I doubt we'll be here past dark, but if we are, I don't want a repeat of this, the last couple where I'm leaving. I'm leaving after dark. So it's not a huge deal, it's just a bit of a hassle getting out back to the car when you're in the pitch black. I just saw that little spot right there. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I would carry on to there at the furthest. I'll go to that spot. Let me turn this around and show you what I'm after here. Just kind of carries on around the corner. Similar terrain. It's beautiful open Canadiana vista. So I think we're gonna head back because there's no real reason for coming up this far. There's more wood down here and it's a little bit protected from the wind. So that's the plan. Give you a little indication. There's ice. It's below zero here today. So and I don't tend to wear gloves on these backcountry adventures. It's not like it's, I don't know, subarctic or something. It's by my standards, this is not really very isolated. It's not like it's gonna be too big a crisis. So the reason I mentioned the gloves though is that when you're handling the wood I'm going to be here in a few moments, the wood's freezing cold. And it becomes this rush exercise in some ways because you want to get it sorted and stop doing this to your delicate hands. Yeah, right here looks good. Right where we're coming up to. I like it. Right by the shore. We'll make a nice little fire right by the shore here. Cue the time lapse. In past videos, touted the benefit of birch. I have been fortunate enough just now to acquire a bunch of birch. That's what birch looks like, by the way. So I will demonstrate in a few moments what I'm talking about with regards to the extremely flammable nature of this wonderful natural product that's found almost anywhere in Canadian forests. One thing I'll say about this spot, a little chilly today, but there is absolutely no lack of wood. I'd be curious to know if anyone has any resolutions. I don't really do resolutions per se. There are some things that I intend to give more energy to over the coming weeks and months. One of that is cuisine preparation, culinary skills. I am sorely lacking in that arena, and it is definitely a quality of life thing that I could easily improve upon. So I'm going to be, not gourmet initially, but I'm going to be giving that a little bit more time, thought, energy, and effort. I'm going to do the next little bit time lapse just to keep things a little bit more interesting for you lot. So I've got a ton of birch set up under this sort of teepee shaped bit of smaller branch kindling wood that I've got going here. And as I'm sure will be evident in just a moment, as the birch gets going, it proves to be incredibly effective in starting the rest of it. So, if you're out and about and are able to find some birch, I would definitely use it as a sort of base point for starting your fire. Many of you know this already. I'm just kind of yapping as I do it. And then, so the birch goes in the bottom and eventually catches on. It proves to be incredibly effective in starting the rest of the material on fire. That's what we're going to see here in just a moment. That should go well. So I'm kind of in a middle ground in a sense in that I'm trying to, as part of the process of doing a YouTube channel, reveal sort of more of what's going on with me, both emotionally and in my personal life. I was well advised to start to include that type of stuff for the sake of better content as I get smoked out here. Same time though, when I check out YouTube, I really don't care to be, hearing too much about somebody who's maybe not having the best time of things. Once in a while there are YouTubers that I've kind of become fond of, and if they express something like that, I may, even send an empathetic comment their way after they have smoke is killing me. After they have shared something that they might be going through, right? For my own circumstances, I don't want to get too into that stuff. But what I will share with you guys is that I am trying to survive the smoke here. I am in the midst of a transition circumstance in life that many might find acutely challenging. To be honest, it's really not that big a deal for me because I've kind of been in similar circumstances often. So it's not new at all. And it's not as intense for me. However, for many, the situation that I'm describing could certainly be so. I am, by the way, intending to get some form of hatchet or saw to manipulate the wood as I do on this channel, but I spend so much time online in the virtual world that even though right now this is extremely cold on my hands, particularly this piece of wood, I'm enjoying the tactile nature of what's going on here. My hands get really dirty. I get really stinky from all the wood smoke. Usually a little bit cold for part of this. Usually have some kind of gunk on my face or pants or whatever. But that's a big part of the appeal of this for me, is to enjoy that form of tactile. Literally getting my hands dirty, which I do when I come back. Wow. Like a thing alive, like it knows. When I come back and do these videos, I certainly leave here pretty stinky, and then get cleaned up when I go home. Another part of the tactile is the shiny baubles on offer in these areas. There's always all kinds of really fascinating looking rocks. Woo. I had an idea for a shot, and I saw this bubble liquid, whatever it's called, in a dollar store somewhere. So I ended up picking it up. And that's what has me with you all, blowing bubbles on a beach, Sugar Lake, Christmas holidays 2023. Washing this stuff off my hands. Ice cold water. One moment, please. Yeah, that wood can be a little chilly on the hands. Frozen as it is, but it never takes long. The little hands warm up. Trying to get the fire going on a slightly larger scale than normal here today because it's a chilly one, and in a little while it'll help a lot having a bigger fire going. But for now, fish. And for the transition that I alluded to, oddly, I end up absolutely, certainly in a better place often. Even while going through these major life changes like what's going on with me right now. Holidays, or the Christmas holidays, which is when I'm recording this, are a little weird for me because I'm just following my lures right there. I have no idea what it's doing there. Oh, it must have been stuck to the other one. I grieve some people that I've lost, as I'm sure almost everybody watching this does. The ones I'm talking about, I've talked about previously on the channel. And the losses were, I mean, there's never good losses, I guess. The senselessness of these were special. So that becomes part of the process as well. And grief is a weird thing in that it comes on in the weirdest moments. And when you think the intensity of a certain phase of the grief has passed permanently, then you have something like what I've experienced this holiday season, where it certainly hasn't, the intensity has not entirely subsided, and you get, lonesome for these people that are no longer around. So yeah, that's about as revealing as I think you're going to get. And even though it's not positive necessarily, they've got to do one more cast with this lure because it was sort of, the hook was bent around itself. It's an unwritten rule. It's a superstition. So we're going to do one more cast and then switch up the lures and then maybe grab a bite. I'm actually excited. Impending. This cast. Triple shot. Cafe mocha and Starbucks triple shot, 270 milligrams of caffeine with some vitamin B added. So I'm gonna get at that in a minute. Yeah, transitions alluded to, touched upon, that might be crises for some, are certainly not for me because I've had such a weird, screwy history. All good, as they say. And to add to the caffeine buzz, kind of a holiday tradition with me anyways, I go for a pot of gold chocolate cream. Had some last night, and I'm going to finish them off right now because life is like a box of chocolate. You never know quite what you're going to get. That fire is perfect. You can feel it from here. There's a neuroscientist who is doing some really good work. You see him all over the internet. YouTube shorts. He's on Rogan all the time. He's got the beard. Andrew Uberman or something? Uberman Labs or something like this? Anyway. And I don't know if you ever heard the saying, like, don't, or the sentiment, don't talk about something until it's completed. He was saying that there's some kind of a neurological aspect to that, where if you do discuss a task before you've started on it, there is a definitive pattern to your behavior afterwards if you share this with people that respond to it in a certain way. So there is some actual scientific proof to this, old, not wives' tale, but this old sentiment that you've probably heard, and that don't talk about something until it's done. So as far as the upcoming creative stuff, I don't know that I'm going to be going into too much of that because of what I just described. But the screenplay Sister Sins is progressing, I guess. Whenever I'm in a coffee shop, I take out the pad that I'm using for that one and get a few scenes done on that. It's good. I like what's surfacing that way. My fitness level is surprisingly good. I skied Big White the other night and no issues whatsoever. I had no problems really getting at it for about 4 hours straight. I stopped to go to the bathroom and then I think I grabbed a coffee or something. But normally at this phase of the season, it's a bit rougher because as I put it, I don't have my legs. I don't have the leg conditioning yet because I haven't done any skiing yet. But this season, not an issue. I was playing a lot of basketball when I was in that remote camp. It was pretty much a daily thing where I would go. I had either an indoor or an outdoor basketball court to myself when I was back there, or up there, I guess. So pretty much every day when I was up there, I was out shooting hoops, and I'm horrible at shooting hoops. So it was great exercise because I was chasing the ball for like 2 hours because none of them were going in. Title of your sex tape instead of that's what she said. You get it. So I think that may be what's going on with the vastly improved fitness level, because it's good. Should be up again soon, and I'll be posting a bunch of stuff then. For now, though, let's indulge in a bit more chocolate and play with the fire a bit. Some kind of caramel salty thing. Love those ones. Even with some of these challenges that I've touched upon this holiday season, I am well aware of how fortunate I am to come back into country like this very, very easily from where I live in the city of Kelowna, British Columbia, and for free, with rarely very many people around, enjoy some quiet solitude in a beautiful country like this with a nice fire right beside the camera there. Making plans and taking numbers. It's good to be here. And 100%, I don't get smoked out here. Good problem to have, getting smoked out by a bonfire. I gotta move. Wait. 100% convinced that 2024 is gonna be a great year. I really am. I can feel it. If not, we're gonna manifest it. It is though. You get a sense for these things. And I can seriously feel it coming. So yeah, the superstition, if you want to call it, about not talking too much about something until you've actually done it. There's a pattern to that that actually stems from neurological activity when you initiate that form of dynamical stuff. Fascinating stuff. So I'm going to adhere to that without going into too much detail about sort of specific projects that I have yet to start. There are a few things that I kind of go into. Before I do so, some of the wood in this specific area, BC shoreline in general, but specific to here, seems very, very old. You just get the sense that it's been around for a long, long time. And some of them will give unique odors when they're burning. Things that I haven't smelt before, or for a very, very long time, I guess, depending on how you look at it. It's kind of neat that way. Weeks and months is the cuisine, as I touched upon. For me, that is not exactly saying much, because I don't give that anywhere near enough love. And any of you guys that are into athletics will relate to me saying that at times your body kind of tells you what it's craving that way. And weirdly, I guess, my body feels like it wants to jog. I haven't done it in a really long time. I haven't done jogging consistently in a very, very long time. But over the last couple of weeks, I get the urge, the craving to kind of pick it up a notch and break into a jog. Like she did it a couple times. You know, I was going into a store or something, jog across the parking lot. So, wow. Jogging is going to be a part of the athletics on top of the other stuff I'm touching upon briefly here. Not a bad fire, if I do say so. I'm doing a bit of a unorthodox technique here where I just kind of lay the full-size pieces on top of the fire instead of going through the motion, the effort of breaking them all down. It's working fine. As they kind of burn through, you just kind of put them up and over. And as a wise backcountry YouTuber once said, can't remember the guy's name, gather 3 times the fire that you think, the wood rather, that you think you're going to need. And definite truth to that, because you almost always go through it. It's a good day. I'm gonna kind of do a taste test for cafe mocha, Starbucks triple shot, energy plus coffee. Here we go. Flirty yet assertive. This is pretty good. Pretty good. I don't think fatigue is going to be an issue. 270 milligrams of caffeine with the chocolate and my regular energetic demeanor. And I'm gonna shut her down. Not quite dark yet. The last couple videos I've done, I'm walking out after dark. Not the end of the world, but you don't know where you're going. You don't know what's outside your little field of vision for light. Getting back to the feelings, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about those feelings. Another unanticipated development, I guess, emotionally, psychologically, for myself, is a genuine resignation with regards to, I'm just looking for the spot where it came in. It's always an issue. Always an issue. Resignation with regards to the need to perhaps address some circumstances or address some things that have taken place. Kind of a mellowness towards the true sentiment, knowledge. Show me the other shot of these waves here. The true and genuine sense that you don't have to deal with anything, by and large, because life will take care of things. And I am entirely convinced that that is in fact the case. See, this is why. I'm glad it was off when he did, because this might have been a little trickier than I thought to get out of. And with great relief, we see that the car is still up there. I said I would specify as much as possible where I am in these videos in case anyone wanted to come back and enjoy the same spot. Sugar Lake wreck site. They're named miles, so there's 2 mile wreck site, 4 mile, 10 mile. Just come back to Sugar Lake and head back and pick one you like and explore. The temperature has dropped incredibly in just a few moments. As soon as the sun goes down, the temperature plummets in this area at this time of year. So thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, if you could take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button if you feel like it. If you don't, that's okay too. Either way, thanks for watching. I'll probably see you in a couple days.